So, well, let's go to a team. Let's wrap this up. Let's go to a team that I like, man. As a Tampa fan, if you are a Tampa fan or if you are a Philly fan, you know this rivalry goes deep. All right, way back. So I do not like saying this, but man, I see Philadelphia having a really good year. I do. I see them taking this division. I have them going 13-4, and I just the addition to with Saquon, Barkley
Mm-hmm.
there in the backfield. I think that's going to be a huge help with that offense with that run. I think he's going to benefit. I mean, think about what Saquon was able to do behind the Giants' offensive line, and now put him behind the Philadelphia offensive line. They did lose Jason Kelsey, but outside of that, they got all their guys, still back. Still a very stout offensive line that any organization and any quarterback and running back would love to run behind. So to see Saquon behind that offensive line this year should be really exciting. I think Jalen Hurts, hopefully he has a bounce back year. And then the defense. Let's go to the defensive side of things. They got CJ Gardner Johnson back, right? Huge additions to the secondary. They drafted Mitchell. They drafted DeJean. Two of the top corners that were coming into this draft, they were able to land. And then they stole, not necessarily steal, but they got Devin White from Tampa. And I think that that's going to be a huge addition to them. As much a hate that Devin White got here in Tampa, look, I'm telling you this right now. They got themselves a fast dude who can cover sideline to sideline, and he's just an absolute missile when he goes to go after the quarterback or get in the backfield, go after the running back. So I think that they're going to be a very solid team, and their schedule actually is pretty favorable if you look at it overall. So I see them having a pretty good bounce back year. It was a tough. Dude, the ending to last year was just tough for them.
Yeah.
It was just it was such a fall from grace. I think they started 10-1 and then just plummeted
Yeah.
all the
Mm-hmm.
way out, and then they got dog walked by Tampa. Now, granted, I loved seeing that, right, as a Tampa fan, but they got just
Yeah.
embarrassed right
They were
out.
not in that game. No.
Yeah, they just got embarrassed. So, but I think that this is a year that they can bounce back. I'm interested to see what happens with that offense. Ever since Shane Steichen left, it hasn't been the same. But I do have hope for this team this year still.
Yeah, it's a new offense. So do I get to ruffle the feathers now?
Come on.
Are you
Come
just
on.
saying
I
that
I
because it's
I
the
bring it home.
Eagles?
It's the
Come
Eagles.
on.
I think Jalen Hurts is not good. If Tua, they boot Tua up there, he loses his job. No, I'm just kidding, guys.
Oh, okay. I was like, wow. Okay, we
It is
really
a
have
question mark.
this.
Does he bounce baback? But some of that was some injuries to guys on the wide receiving core where he kind of fell off a little bit. But I mean, I don't know. I don't know how much Saquon is a big upgrade for them from DeAndre Swift. I thought Swift is a good back.
Oh, he is.
Yeah, I think it's a little bit upgrade, but they do have good weapons. They got Goddard, Brown, Smith, now Saquon. I'm a little more interested. They take the guard and move him to center. And just Kelsey was such a big part of that O line making those calls, and he even said, I watched a video today of Hurts changing the play, and Kelsey looks back and goes, "No." He just flat out
Oh,
tells them no, and then makes the call to the O line, and then they run the play. I mean, that guy was the quarterback of the team, so you lose that knowledge from Kelsey. You don't replace. I don't care who's back in that middle. You don't replace that.
agreed.
Their defense is good. They do lose Hassan Reddick, Kevin Beard on that defense. We'll see what the two rookies do. I was kind of hoping for Cooper just get drafted number one, but corners coming into the NFL, it's the second hardest position to learn besides quarterback. It's just it's tough, especially as good as the wide receivers are in the NFL. So we're gonna see what those guys do. Their D line is not bad. I mean, it's getting old. Like Fletcher Cox, is he still playing? Graham, or like they're getting a little bit. They get real young and then they get old on some of those guys. But yeah, I'm with you. I got them at 13-4. Man, it sucks to say that. with those guys. But they have the 11th easiest schedule in the league, so I
They
feel
do.
like the 13
Yeah.
and
It's a
4
very
and 12 and
favorable
5 team
schedule.
is very favorable.
Warranted for
Yeah,
sure.
they're going to beat up on. I think they'll probably sweep the Giants and the Commanders. Them and Dallas will split one, so there's 5 wins right there. And then they've got their other easy games. So we'll see what happens. See, I think a lot of it's what hurts because they're installing a whole new offense now. They can't tush push the whole way down the field. I mean, they could, but
Now with Saquon,
so
why not?
yeah. So see how Hurts takes to the new offense, and if it pays off, then see what happens.
Yeah. It's interesting, Carlos. You came out, blazing, saying Hurts wasn't good. But I think my argument is more like is Hurts good, but is he great? Like
It's a good question.
I feel like there has been a sect of people that are willing to kind of put him into another echelon of quarterback, like he's up there with the best in the league. And I don't know, like as a leader of men, I think he's one of the best. Honestly, I love his demeanor, how he handles himself. That's all great, but I don't know, man. I think his play on the field is just, I think everything around him is really, really good. And I think I kind of think Kurtz is just good. Like I'm not ready to put him to a level where he's willing these teams, into games and really putting everything on his back. You really see Hurts sometimes make some very questionable decisions in some very tight times in games. I've seen it over and over again. Like, last year in that Buccaneers game, and there was just it kind of seemed like there was a sense of this is not happening, give up. That's what it felt like. It felt like a drop and just like we're not we're not gonna win this game. I didn't see any,
Is he in that? Man, I mean, no disrespect to Buccaneers fans out there. Is he in that same class with like Kirk Cousins and Baker Mayfield? They're good. They're just can they be the guy to get your team over the hump from into that championship game,
I
Super
don't
Bowl?
know.
I'm gonna play the devil's advocate right now because I can already hear the comments. Let's be careful with and I hear what you guys are saying, but at the end of the day, he has gone to a Super Bowl. He has won playoff
Yeah,
games,
absolutely.
right? And so Baker Mayfield, Kirk Cousins, I would take as a Tampa fan, I would take Jalen Hurts over those two guys.
Yeah.
Just simply because
100%.
Baker Mayfield had a great year last year. He was the one who put Jalen Hurts on to he sent him home. But I mean, Dak Prescott is technically the quarterback who retired Tom Brady, and I would still take Tom Brady over Dak Prescott. So it's just Jalen Hurts has made it all the way to the Super Bowl. I don't know if I would put him in the same tier as Kirk Cousins or Baker Mayfield.
I'm not trying to besmirch the name of Hurts at all. That's why I'm trying to say, I'm not trying to say he's a bad guy. I said he's good. I think he's good enough to go all the way, like a few other quarterbacks are. I think he can. They got to if you can get to the Super Bowl, you can win one. But I'm just saying, I just feel like there have been some people that have put him up there. I mean, hey, Marino could have won one. He could have.
That hurt. That
how hurt. Possible.
I'm hurt to say that. Like it was tough to say that.
That was just because he wanted to throw the ball, man. That's all he wanted to do. He didn't want to run the ball at all when he had Ricky Williams.
He's like, Ricky, just smoke your joint. I'm gonna throw it.
No, this team, but this team it's undeniable how good this team is. Like you guys said, I mean, you can't take away what it is they've done in the offseason and what it is they've produced on the field year after year. This is another team coming back with a lot of their guys. Like you said, David, is just I can't see them doing anything less. I got them going 12-5. Okay. I think it's still another strong season. Like everything is still in place. Like you said, like I do believe that some of the play calling of Steichen was one of the reasons why they went all the way, and like it'll be interesting to see if they can get there again, if that's possible. I think they got a offensive coordinator is from the Cowboys. What's his name?
No, he went to the Chargers.
Well, Rams and
Oh,
Chargers.
right. He went to the Chargers. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, they replaced both. They
Um,
replaced the OC and the DC
yeah.
with Philly. Here's a question I have to ask you guys, and I ask everybody: is their head coach Serini the coach that every time you see him you just want to punch him?
Let me tell you what,
He has the
man.
most
Whether you want
punchable
to punch
face
the
I've
guy
ever
or
seen.
not, I think he's the biggest successful, like surprise successful coach because his first year and his first press conference, I was like,
Oh, that
"What
press
is this?
conference.
What
Oh,
is this right now?"
oh, that was so bad.
It was a rough press conference.
Oh
And I
man, what
mean,
did he say? What was it he said again? He was like,
it was like, we're trying to, you got to
he
plant
was
the
like
seeds, and then you got to,
sweating and stuttering and
put the roots in, and it was just, it
oh,
was bad, man. It was bad. But hey, I mean,
whew.
hats off to him, man. I mean,
Yeah, yeah.
So Kellen
he's
Moore
definitely
is
got.
he is
Kellen
the
Moore.
OC. Yeah, he's the OC there now.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Kellen, yeah. That's what I
Yeah.
thought. Yeah, Kellen Moore. That's what I
But
was
he
trying
did
to.
make a pit stop at L.A., right?
Yeah,
He
yeah. He
did.
was with
Here's
the
But
my
then when Jim
Chargers.
Harbaugh came in, okay.
Yeah,
here's the thing where I think takes them over the top. I think Kellen Moore's he's a good
I
OC,
think he's a
but
good OC, but I think he just
yeah,
needs to stay at OC. I don't think
yeah.
no. I
But
don't think
I
he's
think his offenses get predictable, and then when it comes like against really good defenses, they're a key pickup. And I think what saves I feel like their head coach is on the hot seat a little bit. Is Vic
really.
Fangio as the defensive coordinator, man. He is one of the best. This guy is gonna if that defense is if it gets better, I don't think it's so much the additions, is Vic Fangio, man. This guy can scheme. He's gonna do really well with this defense, man. That for them to steal them from Miami, which it hurts. So I hope the Eagles really go like 7-10. But I think that's the
Yeah.
biggest pickup for them, man. Fangio is a great defensive coordinator.